Hello, welcome to your full moon in Virgo reading for all signs on February the 22nd, 2016. Now, these messages should resonate until the following full moon, which falls on the 23rd of March in Libra. And that's actually going to be a full moon eclipse, and that indicates a very powerful time, which I'll talk about in more depth next month. But in the meantime, let's begin with your reading. So in the position of things to keep, the card that came up is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man indicates some kind of change of perspective that's required. And it's also indicating a sense of feeling in suspension where you're swaying between two different possibilities. Perhaps there's some kind of decision that needs to be made. In the traditional wide-awake deck, the image is of a hanged man with a halo hanging around his head, and he's sort of hanging upside down on a tree. And the halo points towards a sense of inner wisdom and understanding. So this is telling you to basically trust your own judgment in making this decision. Don't allow others to influence you or to doubt your path. Trust your own judgment. This also indicates some sort of transformation that's coming your way, but not without sacrifice. You've been going through a period of hard work, perhaps in a relationship or a specific project that you've been working on, and you may feel that the progress has now come to a standstill, which probably points towards this decision that needs to be made. So this card is telling you to try and change your perspective, look at the problem from a different angle, reflect how far you've come and what you've achieved, focus on the positives and learn the lessons from that journey, and use that insight to basically highlight what you need to let go of in order to move forward. And in fact, in the position of what needs to be let go of, the card that has come up is the Wheel of Fortune, which really is pointing towards the cycle of life and transition, movement, the ups and downs of life and life's experiences. And it's symbolizing a sense of completion where you need to wrap up any loose ends of something that's reached this completion and let go of that. Anything that's been overcome, you now need to let go of it. It's time to allow something new to come in. So be open to new experiences. It really is time now to let go of any obstacles or challenges that you feel that you've been going through. Leave them behind you. And this really indicates a great happiness and sense of fulfillment that is coming your way. You may have been through quite a lot recently. This card usually comes up when you've gone through some kind of challenge. And it is indicating a sense of letting go and trusting destiny. And sometimes things aren't in our control, and you need to just let go and let things develop naturally. And, the Hanged Man is sort of pointing to the fact that it may not be the right time to make that decision, and go inwards and try and tune into that sense of instinct before you move forward with any particular choice or decision. In the position of yet to come, interestingly, the card that came up was the Sun, as I've just completed soul journey life path readings for Taurus and Virgo, and this card came up for Virgo in place of where they're moving towards in their spiritual development. So interestingly, things yet to come for Virgo, new full moon reading, we get this card once again. And the sun is very much indicating these happy times where the sun will shine again. So whatever challenges you've been going through, again, this is really repeating the message of the Wheel of Fortune, where once you are able to move forward and let go of anything you're holding on to, you will reach that state. It's a sort of childhood state. In the original card, it depicts a child, and it's pointing towards that archetype of the child, where you're feeling in touch again with that true inner nature, where you know who you are and you know that you're on the right path and you're being true to yourself and living your life in a more authentic way. And it's about self-discovery and taking action, but from a place of having learnt those lessons and integrating them and moving forward in a more whole sense, where you've managed to integrate your inner and outer self, and you feel like things have come up into your conscious awareness, and you're able to move forward in a way that is more true to your authentic self. But this is a really, really one of the most positive cards in the Major Arcana, and it really is indicating to take heart. And you may, despite these recent challenges, things really are going to get better. The sun is going to be shining again in your life. In the position of how the world affects you, the card that came up was Temperance. And this is really pointing towards the need for a sense of balance and equilibrium in your life. So perhaps you've been spending a lot of time on one particular area, such as work or relationships, to the detriment of another. So this is really telling you to move forward with a sense of moderation, and look towards those areas that perhaps you've neglected, whether that's your health or taking care of yourself, or perhaps focusing more on your relationship if your partner's been feeling neglected and you've been working too hard. But it's also about reconciling two opposing views, or either within yourself or compromising with another person if you've been going through some kind of conflict. It is pointing towards a sense of healing and renewal and the need to cooperate and compromise. Move forward in the middle road. Find that middle path. Don't go to extremes right now. This is basically what this card is pointing towards. And in the position of what to give and the energy that you should be giving out to other people and to yourself, the card that came up is Judgment. So again, this message of letting go of the past is coming up quite strongly. And it's telling you to make peace with any sort of person you may have been in conflict with, but also within yourself. It's highlighting a need to find truth within yourself, because you can't really be truthful with others until you're able to be truthful with yourself. So this is pointing to the need to look at the past from a new perspective again. And, we can never really leave the past behind, but you need to carry it forward in a way that makes sense to you, in a way that sort of incorporates it into this new perspective. And it's the last card of transformation in the major arcana. So it does point towards a great change that's happening right now in your life and in the way that you look at life. And it also indicates a clear path, kind of like a blank canvas where you can pretty much create whatever you want. It's like a fresh start. And it is telling you that the outcome is completely within your power. So you do need to take action and embrace forgiveness, embrace that sort of honesty with yourself, and let go of the past. And from that truth, being truthful with yourself, you will feel a sense of spiritual freedom, which opens this path to spiritual growth. So rise above any fears that you may have right now, and move forward from that new perspective. In the position of what to receive, both from other people and from your experiences or circumstances, the card that came up is the Star. Now, this represents illumination and guidance, a sort of path that's being shown to you, or becoming aware of this new path on a conscious level. You're sort of beginning to see the root seeds of what you want to do and that next step or decision or choice that you need to make. And it's indicating that there's a lot of support around you, that's supporting your decision. Once you've reached that sense of truth within yourself and you're being true to yourself, you will be supported and things will start to flow. So it's pointing towards having faith and believing in yourself and believing that things usually, will work out for the better. Everything happens for a reason. Even things that may feel challenging at the time, when you do look back, you can see that sort of pattern that's led you to where you are. And it's basically telling you that, you may not have the answers yet. You may not be entirely clear yet. But that's okay. You need to trust in yourself and trust the process and trust the universe that things are going to unfold in the way that they're meant to and in the way that's best for you. So the Star it's a really, really positive card in the major arcana, and it's pointing to a very positive future, but it is about a positivity that you carry within yourself that's always there, and you basically have that choice to look at the positive side of your life, no matter what's happening. And that positivity is really what is going to manifest every aspect of your life. What you get, what you think about, and it's really true. So you need to listen to your heart, because that's going to lead you in the right direction. And embrace the future. Have faith. Believe that things are going to work in your favor. Things are going to be unfolding for the best. Now, in the position of what to learn, you got the World, which is pretty much the most whole card that you can get. It's the end of a cycle of life. It's the last card in the major arcana. So while the Hanged Man is about internal reflection, that was at the beginning of this cycle, the World is very much pointing towards looking outward and seeing things from this new vantage point, a higher vantage point, where you've basically integrated the lessons that you've learned and the trials that you've gone through, and that's sort of led you to this new sense of wholeness where you're able to integrate every aspect of yourself, which has basically allowed you to grow in a really positive way. And it's speaking about any recent accomplishments and attaining peace with where you are. It's very much about being in the present moment and having gratitude for what you've achieved, and just really being able to honor your successes and, take that time to acknowledge where you are and not sort of jump ahead too quickly to look at what's next. Actually slow down and try and enjoy that positivity in the present moment of where you are right now. It does again indicate usually a sense of wholeness following some sort of challenge. It really does seem like all signs have been going through quite a few challenges recently. It does seem to be something in the collective that's happening. But the cards are all pointing towards this sense of completion and harmony, where you don't actually want or need anything anymore. And it's highlighting this sense of wholeness, wholeness that's always within you if you can just tap into that perspective of living in the moment and just try and envision that energy and meditate on it and really feel what that feels like, and try and identify what's blocking you from feeling that every day, because the main message here really is a need for a focus on the positive, because there's lots to be positive about, and have faith. Things really are going to work out as they're meant to, and that's always going to be in your favor. Now, to support this reading, I'm going to pick a card from the Tantric Dakini Oracle, which I really love. Some of the cards are actually quite funny, but they do seem to bring out some very deep messages. So the card that we're going to pick, slip there, and the card that came out was centering the present, and that really is pretty perfect, and really just repeating what I've just said, about the need right now to focus on the present moment. And I'm going to read from the book to give you a deeper understanding of what the card's saying. So in the Tantric Dakini Oracle, it says, centering the present bears the number of 63, signifying the power of the triple nature pervading all things and becoming a combination of the essence of the inner and outer realities. According to the cycle of activity of the Tantric Dakini Oracle, this card indicates the potent power of the present. A mandala of the self, the Sri Chakra, is pictured across the surface of the moon, the blue colour of which emphasises the cooling nature of the source of wisdom. The Sri Chakra consists of combined male and female energy aspects, manifesting as 5 ascending and 4 descending triangles respectively, signifying the integration of the inner and outer worlds, the microcosm with the macrocosm. Each of the triangles contains small figures of deities, reminding us all that the gods exist within each and every one of us as the exalted attributes of our psyche. Around the figure created by the triangles, there's an inner red and outer white circular lotus enclosure, representing the combined self-created female and male essence principles respectively, out of which all things are formed. This card depicts the eternal present, the spontaneous non-duality of the moment outside of time limitations. It is an initiation into this understanding. Concentration of the potency of living in the present, and an understanding of the self's position outside of time coming through spiritual practice and developed intuition. This card is always positive and a teaching of the absolute truth of the eternal present. So even the moon has come up in this card, which is quite beautiful. So that's quite a perfect way to end this reading. So thank you all. Enjoy the full moon, and I will see you again next month.